I'll be the first to tell you not to collect craft supplies. I'm the one who would normally say you don't need every colour in the range, except when it comes to these. Hey creative friends, it's Gwen. Today is organising day. I have finally completed my collection of Pink Fresh Studio inks and I need to get them swatched and organised. I was so excited to see Pink Fresh Studio come out with an ink storage container. But it's over $100. So I thought I would come up with a more budget-friendly option. Stick around for that. Take a look at this beautiful rainbow of colours. I'll be using the Tonic Studio stamping platform, this clear stamp, some plain white tags, and of course an ink blending tool. The stamp itself is actually made for planners, but I am going to repurpose it here for my tags. The tags I'm using are very inexpensive plain white cardstock tags. I have seen these on Amazon. I've also seen them in dollar shops. I will leave a link below to as many of the supplies that I can find should you wish to replicate this organising system. The one thing that I love the most about this system is that it can expand as the collection of inks expands. So originally Pink Fresh Studio came out with 48 colours, and when you buy the mini cubes like I have here, they come in sets of 4. I love that they do it that way because you get 4 coordinating shades in the one pack. It's the perfect way to buy them if you're not really confident about what colours you should put together, say on a card or on a scrapbook layout, because if you stick to the pack, you know that those are shades that are working together in the same colour family. Now, just as I finish collecting the first lot of 48, they have just released another 24 colours, so another 6 sets of 4 to add to the collection. The reason I bring that up is that this system is still going to work because I've got those extra inks, and if they add even more into the future, it will still work. It's going to grow with my collection. So what I've decided to do is use the ink in a couple of ways on each tag. I want to get a clear idea of what the ink color is going to be like, and the only way you can really do that is to swatch it out in a different, using different techniques. So the first way is to use the ink with a stamped to create a stamped image. And I thought, you know what, why not stamp an image that I can then use as a template for the other parts of the swatching. The stamping part is very minimal. It's really just a frame with a couple of lines down the bottom, but it has many purposes. It shows me what the ink is going to look like on a stamped image. It gives me a place to note the name of the color of the ink down the bottom there. And I can then add my daubed little section of the ink in the center. Is daubed a word? I don't think it is, but you know what I mean. So the beauty of doing this with a stamp press is that every single tag has a stamp in the exact same position, which makes my OCD very happy. And then all I've done is gone through each of the sets of 4 inks and swatched them out one by one, making a note of their names. It's best if you work from the lightest colour to the darkest colour in each collection. That way you won't have to clean off your dauber each time. What I also did with the dauber was sort of sponged it down a few times and then twisted it. I really wanted to get a feel of the colour in quite a saturated way. I didn't want to just like pounce it once or twice. I really wanted to get that colour onto the card. Now, as I went along, I did get a bit of a better system for this. The first couple of sets it took me ages because I wasn't doing it systematically. So I would recommend that you do all of the stamping for the set first and then lay out your 4 tags with the 4 inks working lightest to darkest, and then you can systematically just go through them one by one. I did sit and do all 48 colours in one sitting, and it took me about an hour and 15 minutes. Now I wanted to ask your thoughts. Watching this back and having set this up now for about a week, I'm thinking I might add some blended ink around the outside of each of the tags so that I can see what it would look like. You know how you can ink the edges of papers for your projects? I wouldn't mind seeing what all the colors look like as inked edges. So I think I might go back and add that. Do you think I should do that? Let me know in the comments below. I'd especially love your help if you use inks a lot on your projects and if you reference a swatched ink palette a lot. So as I continue to work through the colors, what do we do with all these tags? Well, I actually pop them onto what's called a book ring. It's also known as a jump ring, and the thing I love about this is it's expandable too. So you can get the book rings in lots of different sizes. So even if Pink Fresh Studio bought out, say, another 100 colors, everything that I'm working here is replicatable and expandable. So that sorts out the swatching part of the project. I now need to come up with a way to store the inks themselves, and I could just pop them all into a basket and put them in a drawer, but I did want a way to keep the color families together. The official Pink Fresh Studio containers do allow you to do this, so I wanted to come up with something that would enable me to do that too. So here you can see they're all swatched and they're all happily sitting on that book ring. I then did sort the colors into tones, and I actually did this before I found a resource which I'll share here in a moment. Before I show you that, here's where I'm going to be storing them. This is a 3-drawer washi tape organizer, but as it so happens, it is the perfect size for these inks. I love that it's clear, so you can very easily see all the inks in your collection. The units themselves stack on top of each other really, really well. And they're only around $30 US. So that's quite a lot cheaper than the Pink Fresh Studio storage option itself. I also need to show you this. This is an image that Pink Fresh have bought out of all the colors and their color families. So you can actually sort and organize the colors in this very order. How pretty is that? The tags that I've used to swatch the colors also fit on here, so I am loving this solution. That's the Pink Fresh Studio inks all sorted, at least until I get the brand new colors, but they are not the only inks that I have. I do have quite a few distress inks, so if you'd like to get those organized as well, watch this video next. I share a super simple and practical way that I store and organize mine. I'll see you all again very soon. Until then, bye.